Happy Independence Day, Kickstarter and YouTube fans. My name's Boyd, and I'm looking for some funding for a series of books I'm working on. It's called Boyd's Advanced Weapons Technology and Design Encyclopedia. It's like a whole series, just like the title says. It's a whole series of ebooks dealing with advanced weapons technology, the gun culture, the politics, the whole thing. My first volume, I already have it done. It's called Push Button Guns, How to Design and Build 3D Printed Firearms for a World of Bastards. For a $20 pledge, you can get the whole ebook with files. I'm going to have some videos in this. I'm just starting to do videos, so these are pretty rough. But we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, or anything to do with weapons, advanced weapons, technology, and stuff. I've already got like several designs. This here is part of a 3D printed, AR based, adaptive monolithic design. Part of my Apocalypse Survivors series, and I call this one the Obama Laden Islaminator with the optional fat ass Feinstein expandable butt pad. This here thing is basically printed in two major components. Got your butt stock. This thing here folds up. This whole gun breaks down real easy. You take the barrel. I got a quick detachable barrel nut on this, but this here is just the A1 version. I've got a whole series of these. I got an A2, 3, and 4 in different generations, so you can customize these here guns. This here gun uses AR barrel, trigger group, and bolt. That's all you pretty much need to start shooting this thing. I got a side charging handle right here. It's probably a little hard to see on the video. This particular model here is a straight pull repeater, but I have more advanced models of this that are semi-automatic. I call that the semi-automatic one. I call it the Hillary Clinton Slick Willie carbine. Instead of a spare magazine compartment here on the Hillary Clinton Slick Willie carbine, you got the Monica hole as a cigar storage compartment humidor. Don't stick your stogie in some dried up old dusty Hillary hole. You know, keep your cigar stored in a good moist Monica hole on the Hillary Clinton Slick Willie carbine. Just a little fun for the political season. Kind of a big FU to all these Democrats, gun grabbers, and stuff out there. I call them constitutional traitors, because basically all these politicians that are trying to take our guns and stuff away from us, they all raised their hand, put their one hand on the Bible, and swore to defend the Constitution of the United States. But they are basically liars, and they're lawyers, so you know how it goes. But this here's like serious business here. These are guns they're not going to be able to ban. The other generations I have are getting close. They're not quite there yet as surpassing the current military spec and civilian weapon systems. Basically that's what I'm doing. We're taking the gun debate battle straight to these here people. You can call them effing assault rifle grabbing socialists, or fags for short, or you can call them anything you want. At the end of the day, they're constitutional traitors. So these here weapons. Let me talk a little bit more about this, and I'll get into this here weapon here. It's just the tip of the iceberg for the designs I have already in the works online. This thing here, you can take and pop this pin out here. Then I got two different types of back plates for this weapon, so you can turn this into a pistol. All you gotta do is unscrew this barrel, put whatever size barrel, caliber barrel you want on it. This particular piece here I've already fired several hundred rounds in the repeater mode, 5.56, a few boxes of 300 blackout. But this gun here, you can also put a 22 caliber sub-caliber kit in this thing for a semi-automatic, and I fired this thing probably a couple thousand rounds of 22 semi-automatic through it. And you can do a pistol too. I got two different back plates for this thing. One's a solid back plate for using in the 22 semi-automatic, and the other one has a hole in the back, so when you open the bolt up, the bolt actually comes out the back, but it's retained by this back plate. I've got two different types of these side charging handles here. One specifically designed for the 22 CMMG sub-caliber kit. So all you got to do is put the sub-caliber kit in and use the 22 sub-caliber conversion magazine on this thing. But yeah, this thing still has, this here is like just the first prototype model. The other ones I have are a lot more improved than this model here. This here, you know, it's the outside pattern. You can see it pretty good on this here. It goes all the way up through here. This is a Boeing NASA style ISO grid pattern that I'm using to strengthen the whole thing. This gun is designed to be made in the cheapest 3D printers and with the cheap ABS plastic. So if you made these in the little higher end materials and stuff, they would probably surpass the military spec type weapon. The other models I have, I totally re-engineered the whole buttstock and the latching locking mechanism. But yeah, I try to do away with as many parts as I can. Notice it's got a huge tri-rail on it, and on the very front part of this one here, it's all set up for putting a laser in it. But the new models have you're able to put a huge battery pack, flashlight, a separate hole for this here gun's made to be wired in. Basically a smart gun, but not your dumbass Democrat ideal of making a smart gun. The smart gun, in no way messes with your safety, or the government can't turn the damn gun off. You know, the only safety you need is this here and this here. Basically, my ideal of the smart gun is, say, like you ever watched the movie, great David Hasselhoff movie Knight Rider. It's like Kit and Knight Rider. This will make the smart gun will make your gun even more lethal, more fun. I mean, on the Hillary Clinton Slick Willie carbine with the Monica hole, the buttstock and everything has battery compartments built inside it. But you can put one of those single board computers in here, like the Raspberry Pi, BeagleBone, Raspberry Zero, stuff like that, and actually have this thing wired in. And I'm working on a sensor system. I call it the Bloodhound sensor system. It's basically a head-up display LED or smartphone based system where it'll make your gun where you can find targets, track your targets down. You know, it's a sensor array that'll go on these things. It's all do it yourself, DIY. You know, I'm raising the bar for the do it yourself weapons on this here thing. But we're going to be talking about a lot of that. My first volume, Push Button Guns, How to Design and Build 3D Printed Firearms for the World of Bastards, $20 donation. You can get all the files to this, the accessories, and some other guns that I've been working on too. This is just like the tip of the iceberg for advanced weapons. Basically, I'm not trying to start a revolution or some kind of crazy stuff like that. We're going to save that for all the angry crazy people out there. What I'm doing is starting a new renaissance in weapons design, do-it-yourself weapons for all the people out there that want to maintain their personal safety and their personal survival, and not going to have crooked lawyers take that shit away from them. So if you're interested in this, look me up on Kickstarter. let me talk about a few other things here. I'm also working on, basically these jackasses, they're going after the ammunition, your clips, you know, they want to, somehow they think taking somebody 30-shot clips going to make the world safer, while they're shipping jet fighters, ships all over the Middle East, and cluster bombs. You know, that's the federal government for you. So we're going to be talking about the federal government. We're going to be talking about their crimes against humanity. But let's talk about this here bad boy. I mean, you can't see it too good because it's black. But this here's a 3D printed air rifle, high-powered air rifle. This thing, the power ratio, you can adjust the power settings on this thing, but it should be somewhere between a 22 long rifle and a 5.56 NATO round, somewhere maybe like close to a 22 mag. This uses a 4,500 psi air tank, and also got a model with a 3,000 psi. This gun here is still in development too. This is not a finished weapon. But I'm going to be putting a lot of my unfinished files in my book, and a lot of the design specs and stuff like that, where people can take off from where I left off on some of these designs, and motivate them to get started into weapons design, do-it-yourself, adaptive stuff, and personal protection. This thing here, it uses a 22 subcal AR-15 magazine, but it can fire a pellet the whole length and size as a whole complete 22 long rifle cartridge case. But this thing is, I still need to do a lot of work on the valve, electronic valving. This thing, you can adjust the valve so it'll fire a single shot, full auto, burst, how many shots you ever want to fire, you can adjust it to do that. And since it's an air gun, you can legally build an integrated suppressor, 3D printed suppressor system in this thing. So these here are going to be a lot more fun than even your 22, because they just raised the price on 22 ammunition so hard. They're trying to make it unavailable. But a lot of these guns, I have so many different models, variations of them, that I'm going to name them after all the gun banner Democrats, all the way down to, you know, even the state level, the worst constitutional traitors, or effing assault rifle grabbing socialists, or fags, that's the acronym for short. For them, you know, take like your governor of California. I got the brown noser gun for him, named after him. Your governor Ige Ige of Hawaii. That's like a funny name. I got the Ige Popper, named in his honor. Basically, this governor here is probably like one of the worst constitutional traitors I've seen so far. He basically put everyone that's a registered gun owner in Hawaii, he basically put them all on a federal terrorist watch list to keep track of them. Now, this is basically a hate crime committed by this joker and his friends down there in the Hawaii Oahu parliament or regime, or whatever you want to call it. Hopefully all these people that had their civil rights, constitutional rights violated will be getting a few $1,000,000 a piece from these jokers, but I haven't heard anything lately on that yet. Also, I'm working on handguns like this here, like I said before. The Obama Laden Islaminator. I like that name. But you can take and easily make this into a compact, high-powered handgun by just popping this pin out here. You know, and then you got a nice little compact handgun. Put a shorter barrel on it for legality. But like the other handguns I'm working on are Glock based, that don't use traditional ammunition though. I got several different models in the works. I printed some of them like this and haven't finished them out, and I've got some other that need to be tested. But these here are like the cheapest one you can build. One of these for is a single shot one for about $5, and it'll fire, you know, a 380 32 caliber cartridge. It's practically a disposable handgun. Then I got another one that uses a hacked version of what they call the Firestorm system. It's basically a electronically fired Roman candle bullet system, and this is all do-it-yourself because, you know, they're going after the ammunition. So we're going to develop weapons where you can build even your own types of ammunition that are actually even more lethal and a lot cheaper to shoot, like this air rifle, where you can build, basically they're polymer encapsulated smart munitions, all do it yourself. You know, it's like Governor Jerry Brown from California. He wants everybody to register their ammunition. Well, this is the big FU to all you jokers. You know, basically they opened up Pandora's box here. What they've started is basically what I'd call a hybrid arms race for individuals, inventors. American talent will basically surpass, you know, all these weapons that you had that they want to make you jump through hoops to buy. They want to ban this good old boy right here, the old AR-15. Basically, this thing here is an antique. You know, 60-year-old workhorse. They just put some, you know, bells and whistles and dress them up a little bit, but it's the same old antique weapon. You know, these are things, when a lot of this stuff gets developed, and this stuff here comes online, you know, this here is just a rough model. This is like the low-end first model that's just been trying to break and haven't been able to actually break it for the last couple of years. But these here are going to be pretty obsolete really quick here pretty soon. I mean, because they're going to just take away your ammunition, your gun parts. They're already, even back in the old dumbass Slick Willie Clinton days, you know, he tried to ban the clips, made them real expensive. and how good did that do? It didn't do crap. So these here, you can probably just hang them up on your wall, put them over the fireplace with your Kentucky rifle and your flintlock antique type guns and stuff, because, you know, these the stuff I'm talking about right here are still cartridge type weapons. They're high impact kinetic weapons. But the new stuff, you know, if I got serious backing, stuff within like a few years, we'd be talking about high-powered energy weapons, and that's what Americans need. You know, you got this ISIS scumbags running around. The government, Obama, those jokers, they're the founders of freaking ISIS, and then they let them run amok so they can sell billions and billions of dollars of weapons to the Middle East. So we're going to be talking about the strategic weapons market, the industrial military complex, and how it works in conjunction with the federal government, and a lot of the stuff that these, you know, jokers have been doing, these crimes against, basically crimes against humanity. They're killing so many people left and right in Americans' names. You know, we as Americans are drenched in the blood of the world from a government that's out of control. So these weapons here, this technology, exercising my First Amendment rights, is the pushback. And it could be actually the cure when these high-powered energy weapons come online. Also, I got some other weapons I'm going to be putting. We're going to try to get a lot of people more involved into the design of these weapons. It's like this model here. This was actually something before they came out with that Liberator first 3D printed weapon. This here, I had this on the drawing board for a few years. It's a MAC-10 based 45 caliber personal protection pistol or assault pistol. You can make it in various different versions, all the way up to a intricately suppressed machine pistol. This particular model here I call the Rock and Roller Limperistic Crybabies gun in honor of the you-know-who. But I got some other ones. I got the Bloomberg's New York Blaster, and it's just fun. I'm going to name all these guns after the gun banners and stuff, you know, because they'll remember these here designs will soldier on long after all these crooked lawyers and politicians are eating the dust and stuff. So it's just a little extra fun for them, make them think twice. This model here, I never did finish the trigger group on it, and I was making it where you had a foldable stock or a foldable pistol grip or a detachable pistol grip for it. I never did finish the design, but the main thing is the trigger group for this thing. So I want people to, this is like a work project for other people that they can take up and refine. Even all these designs, I don't have the definitive designs, because these, with the adaptive manufacturing CAD modeling, I mean, you can make all types of custom designed guns that you know, to suit your purpose and your needs and stuff. Also, I was making a bunch of I was adding a little bit more art to these guns too. This here's for a straight up reinforcement on, you know, common ABS plastic over the whole, you know, adding the surface area to these weapons. But I was going to make some tribute guns. I was going to make one for all the Ferguson people out there. Then I was going to make a Bundy Ranch standoff commemorative. And I was going to make one with a nice Confederate flag on it. It's people want to think that they can rewrite history, and that's going to make life or make things any better to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm thinking about like hurting somebody's feelings. I don't give a shit if I hurt anybody's feelings out there in the hyper media world, because I'm going to be talking about, you know, the rise of what I call the hyper PCH and hyper PCHI. That's politically correct or hyper politically correct hypocrite idiots out there. We're going to be talking about you jokers too. Nothing's going to be taboo with what I'm going to be discussing in my series of books. You know, it's going to be about as politically correct. I hate that word, politically correct. That's like a Democrat word for Sieg Heil or some kind of dumbass communist type logo. But I'm going to be about as politically correct though as a drunk ass Donald Trump in the El Chapo Cinco de Mayo party. And we're gonna keep it real though. Speaking of Donald Trump, I got one for Donald Trump, like on these Obama Laden Islaminator, the Hillary Clinton Slick Willie carbine. Like the weak link with this here for making this into a full-powered semi-automatic 5.56 is the barrel receiver interface. I didn't do any reinforcements or changes to this, but on the new models I have a whole 3D printed locking block that actually can actually be used as a rail forearm, similar to this. It actually sandwiches the barrel in and puts and you can use 4 common hardware bolts to bolt it together, or use a quick detachable claw type snap clamp. But I have a whole series of different forearms for the more advanced models that I have, and I have one that has an integrated flare launcher or ordnance launcher that can launch different size, all the way up to a soda can size launcher. So I'm not going to leave you Democrats out, or Republicans out, sorry. I got a model like that that'll launch a beer can or size ordnance. I call it the Trump Thumper Jihad, or actually, excuse me, is the Radical Islamic Jihad Killer. The Trump Thumper Radical Islamic Jihad Killer. And it's big, it's loud, it's devastating. You can shoot one jihadi with this and it'd probably disintegrate them or incinerate them. and we're going to be putting some of that stuff in there. Some of this stuff's been tested. Like this bad boy here has been thoroughly tested, but it still has a few little issues and stuff on it. You got the fat ass Feinstein expandable butt pad, so you can adjust. I have different sizes of these and some different shapes with a little bit of pattern on the back for gripping action. And you can just glue these on, and they got little pins. You just pop them on there for whatever length you want. Just put a little super glue or whatever on them. But I'm also making some that'll have a quick detach, so you can snap them off and adjust them. Then I'm also making some that'll actually hold batteries and stuff. This here one turned out real nice, almost like just as nice as a injection molded piece. And it only took like a couple hours to make, and I used a real low, like a 34% infill on this, and it's just worked. It just came out beautifully. And stuff. Some of my stuff I print them real fast, and I just keep them rough with the lines. But we're going to be covering stuff in my book on the different little finishing of these guns, you know, and stuff like that. So if you're interested in what I'm working on, go ahead and donate. Get on Kickstarter. Look up Boyd's Advanced Weapons Design and Technology. My first volume, just a rough draft ebook. Now I'm going to be doing some talking about the politics, history, culture. You know, it's going to be kind of short, but I'm going to have a lot of engineering models and get people involved in back into making the 3D printed weapons. Push button guns, how to design and build 3D printed firearms for World of Bastards. That's all I got for now. These are my first videos I've been making so far. They're pretty rough, and we're gonna try to raise the bar. But I'm also gonna put some how-to videos in my ebook. They're gonna talk about a little bit more of the engineering and design specifics of these weapons and how they evolve them. And if this works out in the future volumes, we're going to be talking about developing these high-powered energy weapons. We're going to be talking the design and the design theory on these and how to go forward with this stuff, because they're trying to go after everything. And basically what I'm doing will put an end to all this here treasonous action by your Democrats and crooked lawyers and little whiny bitches. So, thank you. My name's Boyd. Signing out. Have a happy Independence Day and 4th of July, because this here's going to be a good way to kick it off. Thank you.